Get down to brass tacks, gentlemen.
This is it. The American dream.
Let's just cut the crap and get down to brass tacks here.
This is it. The American dream.
Let's get down to brass tacks here.
This is it. The American dream.
But let's get to brass tacks here.
Well, that's nice. Adam didn't fucking mute himself for the intro, so we just had to listen to him fucking breathing the entire time. Welcome back to the Brass Tacks Podcast, everybody. It's episode 82.
Guerrilla broadcasting.
For the love of fuck, dude. I'm your host, Rick. Joining me in studio today is the lovely and talented executive intern, Logan.
Hello.
And joining us remotely because we are experiencing extreme weather conditions in Colorado.
It's not that bad.
Is my lovely co-host, Adam. Hello, Adam.
Yes.
That's what you got? Yes?
Hello.
A hell of a guy. Thank you all for joining us today.
You really set me up, so it was great. You know.
Just ridiculous. Been doing this for like a year, doesn't it? You always mute your mic on the intro. You're over here breathing heavy, going through your junk drawers and shit.
Shh. No,
Swear to God.
you always mute my mic because I'm always in studio. So shut up.
You just know the you know what we do. You just fucking can't be trusted to remote in. You gotta breathe in the microphone.
Well,
What?
I wasn't breathing. I was smoking weed. So yeah.
Oh shit! Here we go. Fucking. You know what this is? This is fucking Diva Adam. All right, go ahead. Tell us what you're up to, dude. You're smoking weed. What else is Diva Adam doing today?
That's about it.
Come on, we got your own soundtrack. Tell us what's going on in Diva Adam's life.
Well, got the 4-wheeler, delivered some food to an old lady.
Can deliver groceries, but can't come down to do the show.
That's another thing that bothers me about Adam is he hates
It was
the
on a
elderly.
4-wheeler, you cunt.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's a good point too, Logan. This guy hates boomers and old people, yet he's delivering groceries on 4-wheelers for them. You could have just as easily rough rode your ass down here.
On a 4-wheeler?
Yeah,
Yep.
dude.
No. It's not exactly street legal.
Diva Adam cares about the rules now. All right. That's enough of the fucking Diva Adam music. Who produced that, by the way, Adam?
What?
That music. You didn't hear your diva music?
I heard it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I think that was Lupe Fiasco.
That sounds about right. I feel like all the older hip hop guys are like they just got into pop music, kind of like T-Pain. He like discovered Kesha. Thanks for that, dude. Thanks for dropping that log of shit on humanity. She just looks sticky all the time. She looks like she smells like vodka and Red Bull. Nobody likes that.
She looks very sweaty. She looks very sweaty all the time.
Yeah.
Like she's always been dancing for 5 hours, which she probably hasn't been.
Right.
You know her pussy smells, so.
I mean, yeah, just from all the dancing alone, all the friction she's generating between those thighs. I actually, you know, it's funny, to give some credence to what Adam just said. I had a friend who worked at House of Blues back home in Myrtle Beach, and so she would come through all the time because obviously Kesha's a very Myrtle Beach friendly character, I would say. But he said the entire time she just hung out with her mom and her brother and was like reading and stuff. And then before she goes on, they spray her down with spritzer or whatever the fuck just to make her look sweaty. And they like tangle her hair up and throw glitter on her. And that's it. They just push her out onto a stage and she makes millions. Or made millions. I don't think she's very relevant now. I'm kind of showing my age.
They make her look like a trash chick, you know, a chick you could get at the club.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what people want. That's what guys want. They want, okay, this is an attainable chick.
Yeah, that's the kind of porn I like too. I don't like flashy, so much. I don't like a lot of lighting. I don't really like it to be too HD, but I also don't want it to be like cell phone camera footage. But it's got to look like somebody.
I don't know. Yeah, the more amateur, the better, is what I say.
Oh, you like some grainy footage? You want like flip phone footage of like a raw dog session in a bathroom?
Fine, yeah, that's fucking real shit, dude.
With Adam on this, yeah.
Yeah, I saw a really dirty one the other day. It was some chick like in
T-zone.
It wasn't T-zone, dude. I actually haven't been in the T-zone in a while. I've been kind of getting back to my roots with just POV, like glory hole stuff. And this one was just really dirty, super low production. It was just a guy with a cell phone in his hand, and he's walking through a park, and there's a public restroom. He goes into the men's room, and at the very last stall, you know, the handy slap stall, there's a hole drilled out, but not in the side, like not the partition. It's drilled out in the actual door of the stall. So he's just standing outside the stall with a dick in a hole. And, you know, halfway through the film, she invites him in, and he starts going to town and whatnot. And while he's going to town, another knock goes down on the door. And so he opens up the door, and to my dismay, it is an elderly gentleman, probably in his early 60s, with a thick, like Wilford Brimley mustache. And he just starts eating the girl's pussy immediately. Like, and this guy had just finished.
Right.
This guy had just finished. So there were treats. There were treats for him to finish up and, you know, kind of eat.
Oh, he was a cleanup crew.
Yeah, he's a cleanup guy. That's what it is.
Yeah, cleanup crew.
But so I
Well,
want
I'll tell you this. But if you're getting into that, if you're on Pornhub, the channel Glory Hole Swallow, great glory hole one. Check it out. Look it up.
Is it feasible though? Does it seem like it's real or?
Oh, it's dirty bitches getting CP'd in glory holes and just swallowing massive loads. It's insane.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out then. I still need to get back over to Ghetto Gaggers, like Dr. J recommended. I actually forgot about that. I finished a shower session this afternoon before Logan came over, and I popped into my head. I was like, oh fuck, I should have used Ghetto Gaggers. I like to finish in the shower, but I do like a little pregame. Like I'll watch some clips on my phone or something in the bathroom while I'm waiting for the water to get all hot the way I like it. But
so you pre-grate, you like get it, you know, turgid.
I fluff, yeah.
And then you gotta complete with the video.
No, I can finish with my mind. Like I said, I like to keep my imagination alive. Like what if the nation gets hit with an EMP or something like that and all of the porn goes away? I want to make sure that I'm still of sound mind to create a dirty scenario.
Woke Rick.
It's not woke at all. It's just creativity.
Just bang more chicks.
Just what?
You just bang more chicks.
I'm so done with women, you know that.
No one has the roofie supply you do, Adam.
Ooh, Logan. Right away, dude. Give this kid a little bit of camera time. So last night, I wanted to do a little something different today. Instead of saving Baloney Boy for the very last segment, I wanted to get into this while it's still fresh in our minds, because every week or so, me, Adam, Logan, and Rabbi, we've been meeting up on Discord and watching documentaries, movies, just, you know, like it's just like a team building activity. And so last time, as you'll all remember, we watched Carts of Darkness, which was about, you know, drunken, homeless Canadian men who race shopping carts. This week, Adam suggested we watch something that from start to finish was one of the most horrendous things I've ever seen in my life. And so without going into it too deeply or without further ado, let's get into Baloney Boy. And yeah, we'll just take it from there, because I'm still angry about this.
Baloney Boys.
All right, so last night, at the behest of our lovely co-host Adam here, we watched The Invisible Man, starring Elizabeth Moss, or whatever her name is. I think it's Elizabeth Moss. Yeah, it's Elizabeth Moss. This plain-faced, pigeon-looking bitch plays the victim for 2 solid hours, and it's literally nothing but what it says in the title. It's an invisible man who is tormenting and gaslighting this woman for 2 hours. She plays the most insufferable, helpless bitch. You know, it starts out the very first scene is her escaping this palatial estate, this billionaire, this 10, by the way. She's escaping a 10. This man's built like a quarterback. He's
not built like a quarterback. I'll interrupt you there. He's built like a 5'7" guy who does yoga and does like very low weight, high rep workouts.
He looked like Adam Levine. He looked like Adam Levine.
Yeah, and Adam Levine's kind of not a.
He's got some
svelte.
He's got some muscles.
Svelte.
Yeah. That's
svelte.
a better description. He's
not
svelte.
a quarterback. He's svelte. Yeah.
Suffice it to say, he's way better. He's way too good for this chick. I'll tell you that.
And a millionaire.
He takes care of himself. He's a billionaire, probably. Yeah, he takes care of himself. He's doing all right.
Yeah. So she's out
Adam's
here.
level.
And I'm sorry. Yeah. And I'm sorry. I mean, I'm telling you right now, just like Coming to America 2, don't watch this film. I'm about to fucking drop the spoilers and stuff because we all unanimously hated this movie. And not only that, but every one of these they tried to throw in these little plot twists and shit like that. So she's over here escaping this billionaire who she should be thanking her lucky stars. Even if he's popping her in the chops a couple of times, you know, a week, straighten her out, whatever the fuck, she should still be very, very lucky that she's getting the attention of this gentleman. So anyway, she escapes. Yeah. And she is now like this shut-in who lives with this cop and his daughter, and she won't go outside, and she's paranoid when the phone rings and stuff. And so like I'm guessing like a few months go by or whatever since she escaped this guy.
Well, allow me to interrupt for a second. Not only she moves into with this cop. Now, I would say he has the build of a very well-fit quarterback.
He's built like a Laker.
He is built like almost like a linebacker.
Yeah.
He could be a wide receiver, maybe a running back. Definitely built like an athlete.
Yeah, absolutely. And so one of the most frustrating parts about this bitch's character is that she plays this shut-in, and she does a really bad job of playing this, like, she has the same face throughout the whole movie. Like, the face you're seeing right here, if you're listening on Podbean right now, you can pop over to YouTube and see us if you want. You can see what we're talking about. I'm sure you know who Elizabeth Moss is. It's that plain-faced hooker from Handmaid's Tale. Yeah. Same face in every scene, same
everything
worried
she does.
look. Yeah, every job this bitch picks up since Get Him to the Greek, she's just been playing the same character. And they do the same like long shot of her walking up with this, you know, vindicated look and all this other crap. But suffice it to say, she's playing the victim the entire time, you know, and so she gets a letter in the mail saying that he's dead, you know, and her attorney takes him, I guess, to go see the fallen brother's attorney, who's also his brother, who leaves her like fucking, what was it, like $10 million or something?
5 million.
Yeah, 5 million, something like that.
Was it 5? I thought it was 10.
It was millions of dollars. He leaves her millions of dollars.
100,000 like every month or something. Or
yes.
10,000 every month.
Yes.
10,000 every month.
Doesn't matter.
Like
100,000.
Okay, none of this matters. She gets left a lot of money.
You're right.
And it's part of the fucking plot for her to have this money. She starts trying to do good deeds with it. She sets up a college account for the little girl that she's living with. So some strange things start happening. This guy starts like kind of fucking with her, like, so he's invisible now for whatever reason. It doesn't become apparent why he's invisible until way later in the movie, and even then when it's revealed, it's just so outlandish and stupid. But suffice it to say, he's fucking invisible. He's doing whack shit like pulling the covers off of her and taking pictures with a cell phone, and he's using his old cell phone, you know, with the same number and stuff like that, so he can start
putting
creeping
up
her
in
out.
the attic and shit.
Yeah, and so he's taking pictures of her, doing weird stuff like that, putting the cell phone up in the attic, and when she calls it, it's vibrating up in the ceiling. So then he starts doing like more and more intense stuff. Like my favorite scene is when she's in the room with the little girl and they're alone, and the invisible man just sucker punches the little girl across the face.
Yep.
And it's so abrupt, and you just see this little girl's head just snap to the side, and her nose starts bleeding, and she just freaks out and calls for her dad, and immediately, like, this is the thing that bothered me. There was a lot of inconsistencies. This bitch here, the bird face, was well enough away to where she couldn't have reached out.
And on the ground.
And she's on the ground. She couldn't have reached across physically and popped that little girl in the face with that kind of force and in that direction from where she was sitting. So right then and there, the little girl's just an asshole because I'm sure it felt like a man hitting her in the face. And
Well,
unless
she's not even a little girl. She was like 17.
that's still pretty fucking young. I don't know. That's a kid to me. I don't think she was that old either, dude.
She was,
You're
like,
focusing on the wrong shit.
Didn't he get her a college fund, or she got
Yeah, she gave her. She got her a preemptive college account or whatever the fuck, college fund bank account, whatever you call it.
Oh, I thought she got like accepted to a university or something. I don't know.
She used her white
Something-
privilege to get her in.
That's exactly what it was.
But anyway, so yeah, that starts happening. And then the Invisible Man starts doing more and more intense shit. So he sends the bird bitch, sends her sister this hateful email, like talking shit to her and stuff like that. So the sister cuts off Bird Lady. And so Bird Lady's feeling isolated from her friends and family because this Invisible Man that no one believes her about is sneaking around, fucking tricking her and gaslighting her, like I was saying. And so it gets to the point where she convinces her sister to sit down and have dinner with her. Well, in the middle of this dinner, Invisible Man walks up in the restaurant carrying a kitchen knife and just slits the sister's throat and puts the knife in Bird Bitch's hand. And Bird Bitch sits there at the table staring at her dead sister, holding the knife up like this. Holding it up like this. It's covered in blood, and she's just holding it up for several minutes while all the patrons in the restaurant are staring at her. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it's so bad. And we're about halfway through the movie at this point. It's so bad. And I also want to say that she's a shut-in for such a long period of time, and she's afraid of this man in his physical form. But once he's invisible and starts doing crazier shit, she all of a sudden somehow out of nowhere becomes empowered. She goes out and gets the mail and shows off. She's like, oh, I went outside and got the mail. And then all of a sudden, now she wants to break into the Invisible Man's palatial estate that she escaped from. It goes from one extreme to the other so quickly without any explanation, without any context. She gets to this asshole's mansion and she breaks it. And this is another thing. All of the doors in this mansion are password protected, and they all have
4-digit code.
Yeah, 4-digit codes. They all have to do with her. Like one of them's the date they met, or like another one's her birthday or something like that. The lock to the little room that the invisible suit is in, because it is a suit. It's not like some miracle shit, or it's not like a Fantastic Four situation. It's an invisible suit, which is comprised of just a ton of cameras all over the suit. It's like an elastic camera suit. Makes no sense. So she finds that she hides the suit, but to her dismay, while she's hiding the suit within the palatial estate, another Invisible Man walks in. She's like, oh, fuck, there's 2 suits. And so she has a run-in with another Invisible Man, which later we find out is the dick brother. So the brother and the ex-boyfriend were the ones
Wait a minute. How do you know she ran into the brother at that point?
Because she found what's his name's suit. Remember, what's his name was using her birthday to keep his suit in the container, and then there was multiple other containers holding other stuff. So, and then later on in the movie, when she shoots the Invisible Man,
invisible suit back?
She hides it in the building.
Right.
She hides the.
So it stops there at the husband being invisible.
Yeah, and then the brother has a suit too. But that's how they laid it out in the movie, dude. You can disagree with me all you want, but that's how they fucking portrayed it. And so she ends up, like, fast forward throughout the movie, she shoots this Invisible Man in the house because the Invisible Man gets super brazen. He breaks into this mental health facility that she's being held in because she's being framed for her sister's murder. He kills and injures a bunch of guards, which is really weird too, because he doesn't kill indiscriminately. He just kind of frivolously like beats down a few guys, and then he decides, oh, hey, I'll kill this one. And then he lets a few more live, and then I'll kill another one. And he lets a few more live. So anyway, goes to the house where, her and the cop and the daughter are living, and he starts attacking the daughter and her and the cop. And so now they're like, oh my God, there's an invisible guy. She ends up shooting him. She goes to take the mask off, and oh, that's the first twist. Oh, it's the brother. And then she's in her head like, oh, okay, if he's the Invisible Man, that means, I've got this suit hidden. That means the ex-husband was in on it too. So this was a tag team thing. So then she sets up a fake date with the ex-husband because she's also carrying his child. He raped her as the Invisible Man and impregnated her.
They also set it up to make it look like the brother kidnapped
Oh,
the
yeah.
husband.
Yeah, so the husband ties himself up in like a crawl space and tries to
Beats
frame
himself up too, yeah.
Yeah, and he frames the brother. It says it was all the brother, so he goes free. She's not having that. The cops don't believe her, so she's like, well, I still have this invisible suit hidden in his mansion. All I got to do is get in there. So she calls his ass, sets up a date. It's a dinner date at his house.
And they have a wire set up too with the cop friend.
Yeah. There's a cop waiting outside and shit like that. And he thinks that she's there to get the confession from the guy, when in reality, what she does is she asks to excuse herself and she leaves, goes and puts on the invisible suit, comes back and does the knife thing like he did to her sister and kills him and makes it look like a suicide. And so the cop comes in and he's like, oh, you never had any intention of getting a confession, did you? And, you know, she basically admits to murder. She's stealing the suit. He sees the suit in her bag and he lets her go.
Not to mention in the police station, whenever after the night that she shot the brother, they were talking about how she still might get in trouble even though there was cameras and witnesses.
Yeah, it's the whole movie was just such a fucking flop, man. And
How did she
hours.
put the suit on? I'd like, how does she know how to work this thing?
That's another thing.
She had
That's
no
another thing.
experience with the suit. She just kind of just puts it on. One, it's probably not going to fit her if that's supposed to be your husband's suit.
Yeah,
How does it
dude.
fit her?
And they also don't explain the technology. They don't go into the suit at all.
Or
all
how she turned it on.
Yeah, they don't go into how it's activated, how
What if
the
it's activated by a phone or something?
They did
like,
go into how it was activated whenever she found it. She has to turn it on from the tablet.
Oh, that's
downstairs.
right. So yeah, so
she couldn't have been able to turn it on if she put it on in that fucking room.
So that's the thing. You either have to be in that little tube to activate it and then deactivate it. It's like that. It doesn't add up. Nothing about the fucking movie adds up, and they keep trying to throw these twists at you. And with every twist, you see it coming. It's telegraphed so goddamn hard.
Yeah.
You see it coming. Adam called out the first like 2 twists.
Oh my god.
Adam was
yeah,
like,
it
"Oh,
too
okay,
easy.
invisible guy knocked up the broad here," and then a couple frames later, "You're carrying my baby," and we're all just sitting in the room like, "Ah, what is this?" And then Adam's like, "Yeah, it's the brother. It's the brother doing it." Sure enough, takes the mask off like Scooby Doo. It's the fucking brother, dude.
But it just was so poorly written and planned out. I guess it would only be watched in the pandemic where no one can go to the movie theater, because I mean no one's going to the movie theater for this.
Just like Coming to America too. It's dude, it's the worst fucking time for movies right now, because you know these guys aren't getting a shitload of funding from studios like they normally do. These guys are out here getting like independent investors to like that actually like the franchise or whatever. Obviously in Eddie Murphy's case, he's got enough money to produce his own films. He's got his own production company and stuff. But with that freedom, why would you not make something that the fans actually wanted to see and not a bowl of shit that's
all these
watered
movies were made
down
before the pandemic?
Well, yeah, this one was. Coming to America wasn't. Oh wait, no. Invisible Man came out of February of last year, so like right around the pandemic. Yeah, this doesn't have an excuse. This movie right here doesn't have an excuse to be bad. And again, you know, this bitch, Elizabeth Moss, looking like a pigeon. She just looks like she should be taking handfuls of seed from people in a park. And she always does this.
Oh, she was in Mad Men. That's right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and she's the Handmaid's Tale here. Look, she's always doing the
Handmaid's Tale. Is that her
same
thing? No,
face.
her highlight should be Mad Men, but
Her highlight should be Get Him to the Greek. She was terrible in that. She's terrible in everything. She's always doing the same face. It's either this bewildered kind of dumb face or
that dumbass frown.
Yeah, the vindicated frown. This right here. You know, this I'm not going to take it anymore. That face.
Yeah.
Is she a lesbian?
I hope so. I don't want her on the market in our regard.
Lesbian?
I don't know. Why would I know that? Why would I know that?
I don't know. I feel like it's a Google away.
Intern Logan, can you Google whether or not Elizabeth Moss is a lesbian? I'm curious now too. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's enough with Handmaid's Tale. That's kind of what I wanted to say about that movie. I'm really, really disappointed with a lot of creative content these days. Everything has to be safe. Everything has to be built for a broad audience, and you get zero creativity. You get zero edge with that. And I'm not saying everybody wants to see edgy stuff, but there's a reason why things like South Park work.
She's
but
not
why...
gay.
Oh, okay. There's your answer. That's why but that's why Chappelle Show worked and stuff like that. We were in a different mindset. We were able to like make fun of ourselves until people took that out of hand. And it pisses me off, man, because it really just fucking waters down art.
Yeah, well, like you said, it's targeted to a broad audience, white women, dude. Those are the broads. Like, it's targeted to not even just white women, it's just to broad, like women. Like these woke, they think woke sells, but woke doesn't really sell. Like,
No, not the way they thought it was going to.
right.
Let's see. Oh yeah, dude. So Coming to America 2 has been out for I think a week and a half or so, something around that range. And Rotten Tomatoes, man, it is not doing well. And it's really funny to go to these sites and see these reviews and shit like that, because if you look on like streaming platforms or even just regular cable, there are constant commercials lauding this movie as like one of the greatest comedies of the year and all this other horse shit. And then when you go to sites where there are actual people watching the film and using their own words to describe it, it is the antithesis of everything that you see on these commercials. They know they made a flop. They know they fucked up the franchise. I'll never trust Eddie Murphy again. His last good film was Dolomite.
Dude, this came up at work, and this one lady's like, "Oh, I saw fucking Coming to America." She's like, "Oh, I thought it was good." And then this other lady, who, by the way, has a half black kid, she's like, "Yeah, I saw it too."
Why was that? Why does that matter?
Well, because we went off, we were smoking together. She's like, "Yeah, that movie was fucking horrible." Like, but there was all these people at work that were saying it. "Oh, I heard it was fucking good. It was good. This was a good movie."
Because we're watching TV like idiots.
I went off with Angie, had a cigarette. She's like, "Yeah, this movie was fucking terrible."
See, that's another thing too. In a corporate setting or a business environment, a professional environment, you have to like just nod and say yeah or like whatever. Like everyone's got to have
you have to
milk
like
toast
movies,
opinion on everything.
You better like this movie, dude.
Yeah, you can't. And then like, see, you go out to have a smoke, and then somebody kind of like leans in and they're like, "That movie fucking sucked." Like, why can't you just say that there? Why can't you just say that amongst your peers and not have to worry about being ostracized or like?
Oh, yeah,
it's just so
cancel culture
for sure. Yeah.
There we go. What was that, Adam? You want to say that again?
No.
You sure? It's probably a good move, dude. So yeah, look at these Amazon reviews here.
Disappointment.
So right here, it just says simply disappointment.
Nothing
1
but
star.
political overtone.
Yeah. I made it. This one right here from the guy whose titled it "Nothing but Political Overtones." He says, "I made it to through the first 25 minutes and had to stop it. So disappointed in Eddie Murphy trying to push liberal political speeches. Hollywood has lost its way. So sad." That's nothing new from Hollywood. What are you talking about? A lot of these comments say, "Oh, I can only get through the first like 20 minutes." This guy right here, Amazon Studios, the woke BS designs in the opening credits, specifically 3 minutes and 12 seconds in, and it doesn't let up from there. Blasphemy follows shortly thereafter. Even if the obligatory wokeness was removed, there's nothing entertaining about this movie if you have an IQ over 70, even for nostalgia's sake. And I hate that Amazon doesn't let you do like 0-star reviews.
Well, it's 1 to 5. It's not 0 to 5.
Should be. I don't know, man. He's going to be taking shit for a long time for this. Right here, 1 star from Bimbles, who says, "Absolutely terrible. Sell out woke garbage. Don't waste your time. Go sort your trash into recycling instead. Scrub your bathtub. Dice onions. I would rather watch Thomas the Train blow snot bubbles than this horse tripe." Horse tripe. That's one of the most creative negative reviews I've ever seen.
Horse tripe?
Yeah.
That's horse stomach.
Yeah, I know.
That's edgy, dude. That's someone's thinking.
Yeah, he legitimately didn't like the movie. But that's the thing, is like we live in a world now where they just have to force things on you. The public doesn't like this movie. They don't want it, yet they have to keep churning out these commercials one after the other telling you how good it is, when the reality of the situation is it just fucking sucks.
Yeah, they just think they're going to get by on convincing everyone that that's the reality that we live in. and it's not the reality we live in.
No, I think by and large, no matter where you sit politically or, you know, whatever your ideals and personal politics are, I think everyone everywhere is starting to get fed up with being told what's funny, what's okay to laugh at, what's okay to make fun of. Eventually, everyone's just going to kind of turn their back on the established way of things and just be like, oh, fuck your mother, dude. We're going to do what we want to do. If you don't like it, fuck off. You know, it's only a matter of time before we can't be on fucking YouTube. It's like we get copyright strikes every week, it seems like, because I'm not going to sit here and not show an audience something or not talk about something just because some disillusioned just because some disillusioned asshole thinks that that's what's best for everyone. Go fuck yourself. A lot of these
we've come too far, dude.
a lot of these platforms have just outgrown their individual ownership and stuff like that. You know, it's basically there's like a monopoly going on with social media platforms, with anything online. It's just,
well, yeah, you're either owned by Google or Facebook now.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
Even Joe Rogan, like, okay, he got paid, but I don't watch his podcast anymore.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, we witnessed that fall from grace.
It's too hard to use. I'm already on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, and YouTube stinks, but like I've got to hop to the Spotify app and watch his bullshit.
Well, that's the problem is like some of these companies have no business getting into podcasting affairs in the first place. I feel like podcasting exists just because it's an individual going out on their own to do something. When you start involving networks and contracts and all these other things, to me, that's not podcasting anymore. Yeah, it defeats the purpose of getting into it because now you're having your creativity.
It's just another radio show.
Yeah, you're just slowly being stripped of your ability to create content people actually want to hear. And so fuck that. I can't live like that. And plus our show, if our show went past a certain point of viewership or something like that, it would be impossible to exist on any of these platforms anyway, just because of the subject matter sometimes. But I mean, it's one of those things where I feel like it's an eventuality. Something's going to come along. I already use a lot of like alternative social media and stuff like that. That seems to work better than, you know, your conventional means of Facebook and YouTube and crap. And I really hope a decent streaming platform or like a video streaming platform pops up, because I would love to make an exodus from YouTube. I'm just so sick of their shit.
Can we not stream on Parler?
You know, you bring this up every fucking episode and it's always the same answer. So here, just take this. Fucking running on fumes Adam over here. So now that we have exhausted that, we're going to get into some bad news.
Well, I've got some good news and some bad news.
Okay, give me the bad news.
What's the bad news?
They're dead.
Oh no.
Fucking sucks. I mean, this is the biggest pile of shit.
All right, so we're going to start out a little strong this week. We've got a balcony that collapsed in a school in Bolivia. At least I'm assuming it's a balcony in a school, because it says Bolivian students' balcony collapse, March 2021. If you've not seen this footage before, I'm going to warn you right now, it's not cool. And we did get this video on YouTube, so I'm guessing that it's okay for this to be shown. But again, this is why we get the strikes that we get on a regular basis. We're just going to go with it, roll with the punches. I'm going to turn this volume down a little bit because the audio is a little insane. But yeah, here you go. So, yeah, so they said like 7 students died. And if you're listening on an audio only platform, basically what happened was they're about 5 or 6 stories up, and a railing on a walkway gave through because I guess there was a bunch of students leaning on it.
It was like
Also, it's
Saw,
Bolivia.
Like 60 of them leaning up against it.
Yeah, and it's fucking Bolivia, and literally the causeway there is just jam-packed. So the balcony gives out, and it looks like about 7 people toppled over, and yeah, they all perished. So that's probably one of the most intense bad news stories I was able to find this week, which is just, I mean, that's just terrible. But at the same time, why are you not inspecting these buildings? Why are you not making sure that these railings are able to withstand certain amounts of force when you know your student body is that large? Either that.
So you should calculate, hey, if this fucking railing gets 500 people to put pressure on it, will it fall? Look how many people. That's not a normal calculation. You don't predict to have 500 people be walking through some fucking 5th floor thing.
Adam just kicked over my Jenga tower. You're completely right.
Fucking kidding me? What are they doing? What is this, a protest or something? Like, why is there?
It does look that. It looks like something like that because you're right. All the other floors are empty. All the other floors are empty. So that does kind of lead me to believe that like maybe something was organized and they all decided to meet like at this particular spot for a certain reason. Also, at the beginning of the video, I think there were some people slapping at each other or something. Hold on, let me play this back. So over to the right of the screen here, I think, yeah, see, they're slapping at each other. Maybe there's conflict. Yep, there's conflict. So there's people on this side, on the right side, yelling at the left side over here, as appropriate as that is. So yeah, it looks like there's just some kind of conflict, and you know, you get that many people in one area. And they're kids. Kids are just dumb as fuck anyway, so they're not going to be thinking about the hand railing giving out.
Yeah, well, that's an awful video.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
I mean, don't protest on the 5th floor.
That's the moral of the story.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the moral of the story. Don't protest on the 5th floor where there's a center column of open air where you can fall down to your death.
Got thoughts and prayers going out to the balcony people.
Like, come on.
Angela. Coming up next, we've got Piers Morgan storming off, and this is a double.
Oh, you fucking.
This is an amazing double meaning thingy here because it's a clip it's a clip from The View where they mention Piers.
What are you talking about? He just
oh my god,
stole my joke. Logan just stole my joke.
Fucking god.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are you talking about, you fucking idiot? He just stole my joke.
Doesn't. Okay.
Oh, okay, right. It wasn't my joke when we said this yesterday. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Why are you getting? You're just getting so upset over like Can I at least interview? Can I at least like introduce the video and set up the context?
Logan pops in and says Jar Jar Binks while you're introducing it. I'm not supposed to be mad.
I feel like we could have just breezed over and it wouldn't have really mattered. But
Right,
as always, Adam has to fucking clutch on to one little detail.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yes, Whoopi Goldberg. I'm sorry.
Down before while I queued these up, but that was a funny joke I had.
It is funny, so. And and I still have the picture and everything like that. We could have just glossed over it. We could have just
glossed over it and made it Logan's joke after he stole it right there.
Okay, Adam made a joke last night. Everyone, hold on. All right, Diva Adam made a joke last night when we were watching this clip together that Whoopi Goldberg looks like Jar Jar Binks. This is Adam's joke. The picture of Jar Jar Binks I'm going to show you side by side with Whoopi Goldberg is Adam's idea. The reason we're covering this story is because Adam came up with this joke last night. Just so everyone's aware.
Okay, I don't know how you're being a cunt about this, but Logan should have not threw that out there. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think there was any bad intentions.
It was my place to throw the Jar Jar Binks joke out.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry that it happened. I honestly don't know. I feel like it could have just been glossed over and we would have been okay. But let's just go ahead and get into the video. This is Whoopi Goldberg and the bitches from The View talking about Piers Morgan storming off of an interview over the whole Meghan Markle horseshit that he's going through right now. Pop the monitor over so people can see.
Yesterday, however, Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan's interview aired in the UK and received a very different reception from the Brits. A Snap poll found that about half of the viewers found it inappropriate, others called it a betrayal of the royal family, and TV personalities like Piers Morgan were personally offended by it. Take a look.
And I understand that you've got a personal relationship with Meghan Markle, or had one, and she cut you off. She's entitled to cut you off if she wants to. Has she said anything about you since she cut you off? I don't think she has, but yet you continue to trash her.
Okay, I'm done with this.
No.
Sorry, no. Sorry.
Do you know what?
Diva Piers.
Maybe not my
No.
See you later.
I'm being...
Sorry, can't do this.
This is absolutely diabolical behaviour.
Diabolical?
I'm sorry,
no
but
mask in
Piers
sight
spouts
either.
Off on a regular basis.
They got it
And
under
we all
control
have to
over there.
sit there and listen. 6:30 to 7 o'clock yesterday was incredibly hard to watch.
My goodness, Joy.
I don't know if I would call it diabolical behavior. Now, Hitler probably portrayed some diabolical behavior. Stalin, guys like that. Kim Jong-un, for something a little bit more topical. Those are people I would describe as diabolical people.
I don't know. He walked off that set pretty aggressively, Rick.
And then Joy Behar in the middle here with her fucking Ace Rothstein glasses. She looks diabolical. Fat Piers Morgan walking off of an interview is not diabolical behavior. Can we get these media cunts to stop over sensationalizing every little thing? A fat Englishman walked off of an interview. Oh my God. It's just all, and it's all surrounding this fucking royal family nonsense, this bullying nonsense. Like, who gives a shit about any of it? None of it makes any difference to anyone.
Majority of the fucking people that care about it has nothing to fucking do with them.
That's another good point. It's like all these people who rally behind specific politicians, or who like are really rooting for specific politicians and shit. It's like, do you really think they have your best interest at heart when they do anything? Do you really think they're thinking about you on any level whatsoever? It makes zero sense, because these people, the average person is so far from the mind of any establishment, or anyone involved in the establishment in any way, whether it's media or political shit or just corporations in general. Like, they're not thinking about us. They don't give a fuck.
No.
That's why we live in this horseshit world that we live in. It's why every social media platform has crazy algorithms that bury the little guy and tout CNN and Fox News and all these other horseshit outlets.
Oh yeah.
Let's see what these stupid hens have to say.
Like us.
Whoopi Goldberg looks like Patrice O'Neal in a fucking wig.
We had a different reason for walking off.
Yeah, yes, but again, you know, it's like you
Well,
tell
the one
the
in the
truth
middle
to
looks
people
like
and
Miss
they don't want to hear
Doubtfire.
it. So he walked up and didn't want to hear the truth. But
That's
Sarah,
Joy Behar.
What do you make of this reaction?
She's horrendous.
Not just Pierce's, but across the pond.
Well, as you read, about almost half of the public felt the interview was inappropriate across the pond, and that doesn't surprise me. There's a certain
Across
national
the
loyalty.
pond?
We have it here in this country, and if you grew up there, that includes the Queen and the royal family, and now you have their story across in the U.S. being told by the U.S. media. So I understand there's a divide of loyalty there, maybe. But I saw a lot of criticism of the interview, and some I could see and understand, and others I could not. For example, I did see a lot of people talking about a little bit of tone deafness of the timing of this in the,
Of course,
while
they
we're
went
going
on
through a
an
pandemic
Oprah.
and people can't put food on the table, and you've got Oprah, and then you've got, the royal couple talking about
Meghan Markle will catch one, though. I'll tell you that right now.
$14.5 million home.
I don't know what it is. She's got
that
like
can
a.
be true, and I can see that.
I don't know.
Also
It's like
the egregiousness of the.
Even though she's, kind of, I guess not really anymore, but like, associated with the royal family or like some kind of status, she still gives off like this kind of like slutty vibe. She's got like those slut eyes. Like, it would be real, like she's like really crazy to bang, but she's also just like really a crazy person in real life and would probably pull some crazy shit.
Well, yeah,
like the Invisible Man.
Stepped down from the royal family, like.
Yeah, that's a good point too. It's like he got in with some crazy bitch who got up in his ear That's a pretty classic move. I feel like in her own right, you know, we've seen certain political figures or certain historical figures have been guilty of that in the past as well. You know, Cleopatra was getting up in all kinds of people's ears, but she had like her own power too. She was like a bitch who could pay her own bills, didn't need a man, but was still going out there and fucking up these cats.
That's what Rick's doing to Adam.
Yeah. Adam's one of my many husbands. All my others are overseas. Gotta keep them in different time zones. Adam, you there?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you giving us a silent treatment now?
I'm not doing anything. I got nothing to say.
You got nothing to say. This is what we're doing now? Wow.
What
do you want me to say?
Also be true.
I don't know. Just be part of the fucking show you're on.
To people saying the time of this was hard to watch, but what I could not relate to was Piers Morgan. Because when you are so outraged at the disloyalty of Harry and Meghan, but you are not outraged by the racism and the mental health crisis she addressed, you are showing me who you are. And the clip we
What did
just
she
showed
think
is
these
about the fact
people
that-
were? This is such an attention grab on Meghan Markle's part, because has the British royal family not shown time and time again that they are just horrendous people, that they are racist, that they are elitist fucks, just like every other elitist fuck from every other country on the planet? Wealth has a tendency to breed that. Power has a tendency to manifest that in people. Humanity, the human race hasn't gotten to a point in its evolution yet where we're past things like barbarism and like, you know, pugilism and things of that nature. We're still very medieval in our sense of like, oh, I've got to accrue all this wealth and power, and that way, you know, me and mine are okay, but fuck everybody else.
That, and we're also in the point of society where they're so highly sought out or seen that people respect them too much to actually look at the negatives of what they actually fucking do.
Yeah, that's true. It's like they've had hundreds of years of really good press because they've generated the really good press for themselves. Kind of like Eddie Murphy's trying to do for that dog shit production he dropped on us. I hope he gets caught with another tranny, to be honest.
It's coming.
So that way I can be jealous. I can be jealous from a distance. I don't have enough money to afford controversy yet. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh yeah, I guess here, we'll do the side by side. I got to go back to Whoopi. Whoops. All right, so this picture of Whoopi, and then this picture right here. Oh, whoops. That's not what I was looking for. This is me being familiar with my, there we go. So yeah, same exact outfit and everything. You know, dude, this is, I don't know, man. Whoopi is looking rough. She's not aging well. Adam?
I don't know. She's probably like 60 something, so she's not aging too bad, I guess.
All right, moving on. We've got, so this is something I was really surprised never came up during his presidency, but I found a video from the Emmys in 2006 where Trump is singing Green Acres with that bitch from, I think it was from Will and Grace, the high pitch one that you just want to see her standing under Jihadi John. I can't stand her voice. And then, of course, you know, the trifecta here, we get Ellen DeGeneres introducing them. But this is, I'm just going to play the video because it's just very, very fucking cringy.
Here to sing the theme from Green Acres, please welcome Donald Trump and Will and Grace's Karen Walker.
Ellen's voice is so scathing, too. Probably going to get that copyright strike for this song. Look at this. Do you think you could ever get him to do something like this now?
No. Maybe.
Wait till you hear her voice. So horrible. That fucking voice. And she speaks like that in the show, too.
Yeah.
Trump is in a straw hat, overalls, and carrying a pitchfork, barefoot.
Trump's
He was only 87 when they shot that. Yeah, that's...
Gave her an unconsensual peck on the cheek.
Yeah, I didn't... Oh, see, I didn't think about that either. Yep, there's a whole lot of physicality going on here. A lot of unaddressed groping. Nothing could ever be more uncomfortable, at least in recent time, than when that pastor grabbed Ariana Grande's side boob.
Oh.
Did you ever see that?
No.
Here, let me pull this over here real quick. There's so many still shots of it, dude. He's just got full tit.
Oh, yikes.
Let's see, I guess boob grab. Oh yeah, here's a good one. All right, so right here, she sang at this event and this pastor came over here, and I mean, you can tell it's so intentional because that's just not, it's just nowhere near her waist, and he's standing so close to her, there's no way to know that's not her waist. And look at that right there, he gets side tit. Which she's like, what, maybe a B cup, if that. He basically groped a boy, but he got into some hot water for that. But because he's a religious man and he sells God, you know, these guys seem to be impervious. You know, it's like the only job where you can sexually assault people at will, and you still get to keep your job. And not only that, but they move you around, they keep you under the radar. You actively have people on your side, making sure you get in zero trouble.
Well, yeah, why do you think Adam lives in Colorado now?
I didn't understand the context of that, Logan. Let's see. Next up, we've got... Oh, yeah, this is really nice. So this is... this was published Tuesday. It's titled, Man Dies After Getting 3-Hour Erection from Coronavirus. This is coming from Yahoo News, and it says, a COVID patient has suffered from a painful 3-hour erection due to a rare complication of the virus. The unidentified 69-year-old man, which we're living in the Matrix. We're living in the Matrix. This is another thing. All of the remaining articles we have for today are all genital related. Every once in a while, this happens maybe once a month or so, but for some reason, once a month, the planets just align. And you get a long, steady stream of just genitalia-based content, which you're getting ready to see here in just one moment. Gotta wash down some of this cotton mouth. The unidentified 69-year-old man from the U.S. state of Ohio was diagnosed with a condition known as priapism while in the hospital for coronavirus in August last year. The patient was admitted to Miami Valley Hospital and diagnosed with COVID-19 after his condition began to worsen. He was sedated and placed on a ventilator for 10 days. When his lungs began to fail, medics placed the man, described as obese, on his stomach for 12 hours, a technique used to help get air around his body. When he turned onto his back later that day, the staff noticed that he had developed an erection. According to reports in the American Journal of Emergency Medicine, doctors believe COVID has caused blood clots in the patient's penis. Ice packs were applied to the erection for 3 hours to try and reduce the swelling. But you know what? Let's get into a different mood here. We're talking about genitalia. We're talking about erections. We're talking about COVID deaths. We need to make this a little bit nicer, a little bit more smooth. Go ahead and like the stream if you haven't already, please. And I appreciate you joining us today. 3, 2, 1. Ice packs were applied to the erection for 3 hours to try and reduce the swelling. But when this failed, doctors resorted to draining blood from the penis using a needle. I know that gets me hot. Which proved to be successful. The priapism did not return. The patient remained sedated throughout. He was taken to the ICU and eventually died when his lungs failed to recover.
You know, this was the doctor fucking up and accidentally giving him Viagra instead of some other medication.
A spiteful ex-lover dropped a Cialis in the IV drip. Oh man. So looks like As the patient was unconscious, he could not communicate the level of pain caused by the priapism. However, the condition is known to be excruciating and can cause lasting damage if left untreated. I really don't like how dangerous boners have gotten too. It's like all this science keeps coming out about our boners, and these things are just designed to kill. They give life, they give and they take. It's a terrible curse, the penis. The patient is only the second known to have priapism, who have had priapism after being diagnosed with COVID. The other was a 62-year-old man in June 2020. So, I mean, this looks like mainly a boomer problem, let's hope. I don't really want to be getting taken out by a boner. It feels like a pretty whack way to go out. I don't want that to be my legacy. Anyone?
I mean, there's worse ways.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that. Yeah, my thing is like the most terrifying way to die, I think, would be to be abandoned out in the middle of the ocean at like nighttime.
Yeah.
Like can't see anything. There's shit rubbing against your legs on the water and stuff. It's like you're either going to die from drowning or something's going to tear you apart.
Yeah.
Either way.
Like, really long painful erection or being torn apart in the ocean. I'm definitely taking painful erection.
Yeah. I'm right there with painful erection. Thank you for taking the wind out of my sails with the whole painful death thing. But I mean, you hear people say, "Oh, I don't want to be set on fire. Being set on fire or burned to death would be the worst death." Well, it's like it would suck really, really bad,
but you
for a short period of time.
Pass out from pain after like 30 seconds.
Yeah, like all your nerve endings get burned off, and all of a sudden you're just a limp pile of bones or something. Whereas with the ocean, you've got time to run out of stamina, and you know that like as your legs and arms start getting weaker and weaker, you know that the inevitability that you're just going to sink into an unknown abyss is looming. And you also like start thinking about like what drowning in salt water does to you versus what drowning in fresh water does, and like how it's just, or something massive could just come along and fucking kill you.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like the idea of having death loomed over me. Like that in itself is torture.
Yeah. Because burning alive, like, but like out in the ocean, it's going to be a bit before it happens.
Yeah. And another one is like beheadings. People are like, "Oh, I would never want to be beheaded or something." At least, in the...
It's done and over.
I was going to say, yeah, like in all the ISIS videos and things like that, they're not trying to waste any time. They're going right to work, and they do it quick because they also want to get that quick shot in. They want to pose with the head.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, they're just trying to get it done, and they try to get it done in as few swipes as possible so that it looks clean for the video. They're shooting in HD. They got a whole production company and stuff. It's just so weird.
Got a sound stage.
Yeah, well, yeah, in some cases they do. It's insane that a modern day extremist group like ISIS put so much resource into video production and like social media presence. Like I feel like they were the first radicalized terrorist group to really like try to cover all the bases in terms of social media platforms and things like that.
Yeah.
Which, hey, I mean, got to do what you got to do. It's tough. You're dealing with the YouTube algorithm and shit. You got to cut some heads off every once in a while. You want to get them likes. It's fucking tough now. Next up in the bad news, going right back to penises again. So this one's coming from Vice News. And apparently what's going on is there is a sad and disgusting black market trade where people are selling monitor lizard penises. It says, harvested in the most gruesome way and sold as Himalayan mystical roots, monitor lizard penises have found their way into the altars of many Indian homes. And right here for you folks at home, this is what a monitor lizard penis looks like. They have two penises that run together and at the base are connected by whatever this little root system is. But really odd looking penises. And so these people that are buying these lizard penises are not buying them under the understanding that they're buying penises, which we're going to get into here in just a second. It says Jose Luis, or whatever the fuck, a wildlife conservationist in India, could not believe it when he heard about a new trade in male monitor lizard sex organs, which were being sold online as mystical roots from the Himalayas. That is, until his contact put a few lizard penises on the table. In my 15 years of field work, this was a first, says Louise, head of the Wildlife Crime Control Division of Wildlife Trust of India, recounting the events of the summer of 2017. I had not come across anything like this. Can we just get into the fucking article? The penises were being sold as hatha jodi, or a pair of palms, because a monitor lizard's penis, when dried, resembles two collapsed palms. These lizards, like certain other squamates, actually have two penises and are held inverted within the body and are extended only during erection. Like a dick switchblade.
Yeah.
From there, Jose investigated the lead for next 6 months. In the end, he discovered it was astrologers, mostly in central and western India, who were selling monitor lizard penises for between 1,000 and 3,000 Indian rupees. So $14 or $40. Okay, $14 to $40. God, dude. Can we... I don't know. There's a lot of... I almost said, can we just have one currency, like one global currency, but that's going to make a bunch of people be like, oh, globalist. That's enough. Can't have it. Report them.
Reported.
According to popular claims, the mystical plant root could attract fortunes, suitable romantic matches, and help to win lawsuits. Oh, I should probably buy some monitor lizard penises. The buyers, guided by faith and superstition, would anoint these organs with vermilion and keep them with idols of gods and goddesses in the altars of their homes. So, we're chopping off lizard dicks for superstition.
Yes.
Is the core of this article. That's what they're telling us. Is like astrologers are cutting off penises and selling them for very cheap.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you were a monitor lizard and you had any perception of currency or economy, like global economies and stuff?
Getting your dick chopped off for $14.
Yeah, that's what your dick's worth. $14, dude. That's not even enough. That's not even enough money for like one chicken store. It's ridiculous. According to popular claims, the mystical plant root... Oh, yeah, I already read that. Whatever. I think that's enough of lizard penises here. Oh, there's a person pinching a lizard dick. See, that's messed up. And I have to imagine they're just killing these lizards. Like, they're not just chopping off lizard penises and sending them on their way.
They gotta be killing them.
Yeah, that's just fucked up, man. Yeah, I don't play that shit. When you start fucking with animals and stuff like that, you gotta go somewhere. You gotta be thrown in a wood chipper.
Yeah.
Let's see. The most notable Jose remembers was a former customs officer turned astrologer on the outskirts of New Delhi who had 30 penises in his possession. Jose and his friend had approached the man posing as clients. He called himself a fortune teller and told me my aura was not good. He had no idea my aura was going to be very bad for him, Jose says. In another case, he encountered a biologist. It must be so easy to be a police officer there. Everyone believes in wizards and fucking magic and shit. It'd be so easy to be like, I was sent here from God. I know that you have these penises. Don't lie to me or you're going to heck. And then all of a sudden he's like, well, here's my jar of fucking lizard cocks.
Yeah, probably.
Please don't damn my soul for eternity. Yeah, I'm done with these
Just walk
fucking...
around with a cow.
Yeah, I'm done with these fucking lizard penises. This one right here bothered me. Coming from the New York Post, this is an article stating scientists want to send 6.7 million sperm samples. Perm samples? Just a bunch of curly wigs up there. Scientists want to send 6.7 million sperm samples to the moon. Let's see why. Scientists have begun to lay plans for repopulation, starting with, God damn it, with these fucking sites. Repopulation starting with a sperm bank on the moon. In what they're calling a modern global insurance policy, mechanical engineers have proposed that humans establish a repository of reproductive cells, sperm, and ova from 6.7 million of Earth's species, including humans. And the proposed bank, or ark, would be beneath the moon's surface. As our planet faces natural disasters, drought, asteroids, and the potential of nuclear war, things are looking up in 2021, man.
This is sounding a lot like a beginning of an apocalypse movie.
Yeah. It's fucking terrible. It's going to be Jake Gyllenhaal running around trying to reestablish a relationship with his dad. God, I hated that fucking movie. Oh, New York City's covered in ice. Oh, New York City. Oh, it's a big flood. Oh, it's raining a lot. Get out of here. Fucking day after tomorrow. Let's see here. So it says scientists are saying that humans need to set their sights on space travel to preserve life as we know it. Earth is naturally a volatile environment, said study author Jerkin Thanga, whose team at University of Arizona submitted their report, Lunar Pits and Lava Tubes, I cannot fucking read today, for a modern ark. Okay, so my thing is like, this is kind of this is a little suspicious to me because I know that we have had talks, like several world governments have had talks about militarizing the moon, like building bases and stuff on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, this seems like an attempt to kind of do like a soft opening, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to build a huge compound and like one of the wings is going to hold all this semen from all these different animals and shit. Whereas the rest is just open for interpretation, you know.
Slowly they'll start moving in the guns.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Lizard penises through this door, AK-47s and other types of destruction through this door. They're probably going to put nukes on the moon.
Russia's
you know that's the end
blow
game.
it up.
Yeah, the end game's always nukes. It's always nukes on the moon,
Oh, yeah.
nukes somewhere, nukes on Mars. Adam, you got any thoughts on that?
Not really.
Do you want to just go ahead and hop off then? I don't... Just silence?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is insane to me, dude. This is insane to me. It's really a fucking awesome day for you to be doing this too. Let's see here. The so-called Ark, according to Thenga's presentation, would then cryogenically preserve various species in the event of global disaster. We can still save them until the tech advances, then reintroduce these species. In other words, save them for another day, he said. The pits are also perfect size for cell storage, according to Thenga. They go down 80 to 100 meters underground and provide ready-made shelter from the surface of the moon. That sounds a lot like a base, which endures major temperature swings, as well as threats from meteorites and radiation. Yeah, that's a base. That's a base. Or a fort. You're naturally surrounded underground. It's an underground compound. Dude, the conspiracy theorists are going to go crazy over this too. They want our seed. Thenga said, more fucking horrible website design by the New York Post. Thenga said that many plants and animals are seriously endangered and cited the eruption of Indonesia's Mount Toba 75,000 years ago as a reason for worry, saying it caused a 1,000-year cooling period and, according to some, aligns with an estimated drop in human diversity. He sees a current-day parallel due to human activity and other factors that we don't fully understand. There's been rapid losses over the few last decades. Yeah, and that's another thing. They're not wrong. I mean, there are species that are like quickly getting wiped out, like a lot of birds. And of course, we've all heard, the bees are in trouble. We definitely need the bees, or else we're really fucked.
Oh yeah.
But my thing is like, I understand why you would want it on a different planet or something like that, and I understand that like the moon is of all of them the easiest one for us to reach, but I feel like if something crazy were to happen with like the sun or something like that, or with Earth in general, that it would affect the moon somehow. Like it's in too close a proximity, I feel like, for it to not be affected somehow by it. So like, I don't know if this is more or less, I don't know if it's really like that fail-safe. And if humans get wiped out, then what's the point of there being like a base on the moon? Like, are we just going to always have people there? Is that the idea?
Probably. If they're talking about like with how it's built.
Are they just saying put sperm on the moon?
Yeah, they would just want a giant sperm bank on the moon in case.
What good does that do?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense to me. That's why I think it's more or less, hey, let's build a base on the moon. I think this is their soft entrance into getting permission to go build any kind of structure on the moon. And then once they're able to do that,
I don't know if they need to make up that kind of reason. If someone said, I want to put a base on the moon, I'd be like, yeah, okay, fine.
I thought there was a treaty between like Russia and some of the bigger players that they wouldn't claim land on the moon or something like that.
There is.
A country can't claim land. I mean, there's only one flag on the moon.
Yeah.
Allegedly, but
that's the thing.
It's irrelevant.
That's the thing. And they're talking about doing like taking.
You obviously haven't seen Moon, the movie. So.
Well, they're talking about taking, I guess, species from all around the planet, humans from all around the planet. So that makes sense. If it's a global effort, then I get that. But the problem is when you start involving all these different global like influences and stuff like that in one place. I don't think it has the same potential as like the ISS, where all these people are just after scientific exploration. Like they can actually get along up there. I think it would be more of a situation where all right, let's start sneaking the guns into this corridor.
Do you realize how hard it is to get to the fucking moon, dude? Are you fucking
it's pretty
wasting my
tough.
time with this conversation? It's not like sitting in orbit with fucking the space station. You're not in space technically when you're in the space station. So that's space. You're going to space. I don't think they're going to inhabit the moon with any kind of space station anytime soon. You have to go past the Van Allen belt or whatever. It's not possible. I mean, it's possible, but it's way too risky. You can't live on the moon unless you have like extreme radiation walls or something.
That's what they were talking about.
Yeah, that's why they're talking about putting it like 100 meters under the surface.
Okay, yeah, okay. They're gonna get some drilling operation going there.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, they're gonna attach a fucking one of those giant what are those things called that just take out bedrock and tunnel through it?
Tunneler.
How the fuck would you get that into space? How would you? Because you need several of them. You'd need not only that, but like to create a giant construction site on the moon. Yeah, this doesn't make any fucking sense. This ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, but you have to make construction. It has to start on the actual ground. You're going to be exposed to massive amounts of radiation and temperature fluctuations. There's no way. You'd have to, because you have to drill down to that ground.
Do you know how many people will die if they attempt to do this?
Some of you may die.
Most of you will die. It's gonna be like D-Day when they're floating over on the pontoon boats, getting ready to invade Japan.
Invade Japan.
And on D-Day, they.
Or I'm sorry, not D-Day. God damn it! Oh, I fucked up. I fucked up so hard.
They're invading Japan in their pontoons.
Yeah. Whoops. It's gonna be a while before I feel okay about myself now. Oh God. Let's see here. Oh, this one was just. I think Logan, you're the one that spotted this one last night. Spanish rapper reportedly chops off roommate's penis for gory video. Aaron Beltran faces 4.5 years in prison if convicted. That's all you get for hacking off a wee-wee? That's got to be like attempted murder. I mean, you can die from that. It says a Spanish rapper is accused of hacking off his roommate's penis with a 12-inch kitchen knife. Maybe he just watched Invisible Man. Got inspired. As part of a gruesome attempt to get attention on social media. How is that your go-to? I feel like a lot of these reports, like I think a lot of these guys are just phoning it in. They're just like, hey, we can just make some shit up. Let's just get some stock photo of some asshole, or let's go on some random social media page and grab a picture and say this guy chopped a cock off. 4.5 years doesn't seem like enough time for somebody who's capable of chopping off a living human being's penis. Aaron Beltran allegedly made a deal with Andrew Breach, an Oxford-educated British teacher, to amputate his manhood, with Breach agreeing to pay a fee depending on how many times the video was shared on YouTube. Okay, do you not read terms of service? There's no way they're going to allow anything like that. You can't show a living guy with an attached cock. Jesus Christ, man. So the payout ranged from 137, is that pounds or is that like, oh wait, no, that's whatever Spanish currency is. I don't know. Or about, okay, so it amounts to $240.
Where?
Spain.
173?
Yeah, the conversion is $240.
That's pounds.
Okay, so they're in Spain. The conversion is $240 to a maximum of $2,000. Okay, so $3,000 according to the report. That's very.
It must be a British article because yeah.
Very weird. The breach agreement. That's very weird. So it looks like he did it, and now Beltran now faces 4.5 years behind bars if convicted of carrying out the Grisly Act in Zaragoza, Spain in March 2019. So why are they just now posting this article if this happened 2 years ago? New York Post is slipping, man. What a fuck publication. On the afternoon of March 8th, just before 7:15 p.m., when both men were in the victim's bedroom, Andrew tied his pajama cord around the bottom of his penis to avoid hemorrhaging. Oh, that's like the Pain Olympics thing. Did you guys ever see that? When that was a whole...
Yeah.
It's very much like that. I don't know if any of you out there have heard of the Pain Olympics, but basically what was happening was these guys were getting online and just basically shooting video of them hacking off their own wieners and stuff. And they were trying to do it in the most gruesome way possible.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Yo, that's my bad, Rabbi. I just saw that. Get Rabbi in here. I don't know how much longer we're going, but I feel like an ass now. I had Discord down at the bottom. Hey, Rabbi. Also, hello, Class 1. I see you on Podbean there. Thank you for joining us today. That's my bad, Rabbi. I'm sorry. As you can tell, I'm very flustered with the way that today's show is going. And
this has been an awkward show.
It's fucking no. It's trust me. I'm extremely unhappy with it.
It's been so fucking awkward.
Yeah, and anyone that's new that's watching
You
this,
haven't read one fucking chat, too. So it's just been.
wait,
crazy.
I'm not seeing anything in my chat right now.
Oh, man, that's why. There's lots of stuff been going on.
Oh, really?
That's all right. That's not bad.
Why can't I see my chat?
I don't know.
That's great. So yeah, basically, I'm sorry to anyone who's a first-time listener. This is really not how our shows normally go. I encourage you to check out our other videos. We got a lot of new subscribers today. And also shout out to Bite Size Cobra Vids for that plug, or those multiple plugs earlier. And also make sure if you are enjoying our content right now, after this video, you go and check out Bite Size Cobra Vids. He just released a new video yesterday, new premiere on the Gothic D saga. It's a nice little director's cut. I am featured in there doing the Uncle Paul voice, as some of you already know. But yeah, it's we're experiencing some tension today amongst our staff here on the Brass Tags podcast. And so just know that this isn't usually how things go. And also, normally I can see my fucking chat. I don't know why I can't see the chat.
Yeah. Hashtag abolish the monarchy.
Dude, I'm telling you, everything's going wrong now. It's one of those things where whenever when I called you, it kicked Adam off. So I have to join. I just rejoined you both into the call.
Oh, shit.
There we go. All right.
Adam.
I hate Discord. That's another thing too. I've been using it for like 2 years now. You think I'd know how to use it by now?
Oh.
But yeah,
Adam.
it's been very.
What? Hey.
Hi.
Is it snowing? Are you snowed in? How's it over there?
It's snowing. There's not much to be said about it.
Why stick around for an entire hour if this is how you're gonna do it? Like, that's what I don't fucking understand.
I'm not even gonna get into it. Yeah, whatever.
Over a Jar Jar Binks joke of all things.
It's not over that joke. It's the fact that it was stolen.
Oh my God. I don't think there was any malicious intent. It was something we all laughed about. Yeah. We all laughed about it last night.
Because I said it, and I wanted to say it today. And then that was it. So and then you don't defend me. You didn't defend me. So that's
oh
it.
My God, because from the outside looking in, it doesn't seem like a fucking intentional. Oh, I'm gonna fuck Adam over a Jar Jar Binks joke. Are you fucking kidding me?
Actually, it was a solid Jar Jar Binks joke.
It was an okay joke. I mean, it's not like we all laughed about it last night.
It was pretty solid.
Jesus Christ, man. I just don't get it. You've done that to me before. But yet when it happens to you, it can't.
I have never stole a joke from you.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, everybody in the room believes that.
I never stole a joke from you.
No, but you've absolutely rushed to one before me before, like after we've discussed one.
That's fair. I may have rushed to a joke before you.
No, like after it already have being said, like there's been several times where we've made a joke where like we're just hanging out and talking something like that, and I'll make a joke, and then when I go to do it on the show or something, you'll hurry up and say it before me. I mean, that happens.
That's possible, but this was.
It's absolutely possible.
This was actually show prep, but.
Oh my God. Yes, I got this is just insane to me that this is being taken so seriously on your end to where you would just not interact for an entire hour.
The wind got taken out of my sails. I was upset.
Then why even sit around when you know that you're negatively affecting a show, when you know that there's people watching that actually like want to have fun and laugh and shit like that? There's like, I don't understand that mentality. Why do you feel like it's your place to bring it down when other people are trying to just do a show? You know how much fucking work I do to make this happen and shit. And like, you're just going to sit around and say nothing and have this fucking bitchy attitude the entire time?
I disagree. I didn't.
Over a Jar Jar Binks joke, dude.
Well,
Jar Jar Binks.
This is what the movie Invisible Man will do to you.
That's what it is. Dude. I got 2 hours, and that's another thing. Yeah, at Adam's behest, we watch a 2-hour time vampire. God. Swear to God.
I still love all you.
Yeah, I love you guys too. I mean, it's just frustrating. It's very frustrating, man. Like when someone just doesn't give a fuck what they do.
I just wish you would have had my back a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
I would have your back if I sincerely believed there was ill intent behind it or anything like that.
No,
he muttered.
Non-ill intent.
Logan muttered.
Still gotta have my back. You still gotta have my back.
Oh my God! Over a Jar Jar Binks
not
joke.
ill intent.
The fact that I'm telling you for a fact that I don't truly believe that there was ill intent involved, and that's why I didn't. I just want to gloss over it.
I'm not even saying I think there's ill intent. But it's irrelevant.
I stopped and made sure that everyone knew that you were the one that made the joke, Adam. I even showed the picture.
It was too late. The ship sailed.
Okay, I didn't do it precisely to Adam's stupid fucking specifications like he always needs, whether it's the show or video games or anything. I didn't do it exactly the way Adam wanted it done. So now we're the assholes. Now he's completely vindicated and sitting in silence on a live comedy show for a fucking hour and a half. Over a Jar Jar Binks joke.
I was silent for an hour and a half. I think I was talking pretty much most of the episode, actually.
Motherfucker, you shut down like an old car engine, and now
at like 350.
And you're getting upset over a fucking Jar Jar Binks joke, like one that Logan didn't even. It was a throwaway. Logan was like, "Oh, Jar Jar Binks," like he just muttered it, and we could have just kept going. You could have let me. You could have let me just introduce the video.
I actually thought of that joke this morning. Like thinking about that was pretty funny.
What, you're gonna get up out the hood with the Jar Jar Binks joke? That's what's gonna set the Brass Tacks podcast off. That's gonna
come up.
Motherfucker, I'll shoot you in the face in Minecraft, dude.
Yeah, I would have been a co-host on Steven Crowder next week from that joke. You kidding me?
Actually, I take that back. That was pretty good.
That would have fucking launched me to success.
Rabbi, do you want to?
Shapiro.
Rabbi, would you care to, or actually here, I'm going to bring it up on my end. I haven't been able to see the chat the entire show. I've only seen the Podbean chat. Let me see here.
Where do you want me to start?
Oh, fuck, there's so many.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I am okay. Okay, Harry Boothole. Hold on, Harry Boothole, you're right. I did promise you feet, and I intentionally didn't wear socks. I got to make good on that. Hello, Harry Boothole. Good to see you. Hello, John Lemon. How you doing? Hello, West of Waterford podcast. He says, Joy Behar looks like a member of KISS without makeup. Yeah, that's very good. Let's see here. There's a lot. If you're joining us from the Cobraverse, thank you for joining us. And please note that this is not how our shows normally go. You're witnessing a little behind the music scene here. But yeah, thank you all for joining us. The West of Waterford podcast says, don't be an Opie. I agree. John Lemon said, he's talking about you, dummy. Jesus Christ. I like how he just automatically thinks no one's talking shit. When he was getting the fact that he wears cardigans was getting made fun of on a live stream earlier. John Lemon says, don't feel bad, Rick. Discord is fun to watch as well. Yeah. Oh, I'm finished. I am finished. I'm a dead man.
Next week's Baloney Boy.
Yeah. I think this week's Baloney Boy.
Oh, yeah.
All of us. I'm sure that's exactly what the crowd wants to see. They want to see us replay a replay of an episode and make fun of ourselves. It's not fucking Podtober. Bunch of ass fucks.
Speaking of Baloney Boys, don't we have something about Metallica?
Oh yeah, yes we do. Good call, dude. I'm glad you said something because I was getting ready to end the show, but yeah, we'll watch this clip real quick. So, and I even have it in the fucking description of the episode. I really am sick of this. I'm just ready to punch all of you in the face and go solo.
Bring it.
Fuck you, Logan. All right. So recently, Twitch was streaming BlizzCon, and Metallica was one of the bands playing on the BlizzCon live stream. And so some hijinks ensued. Why is this not showing up on the fucking monitor? Anyway, I'm just going to play it. I think it'll switch over as soon as I go to play it.
It's showing.
Oh, cool. All right, here you go, guys.
You aren't going to believe this. Read this tweet. SkillUp says right now the official Twitch gaming channel is playing copyright-free music over the top of Metallica's live BlizzCon performance so as to avoid copyright striking themselves. Look at this one. You know DMCA is a problem when Twitch has to cut the music of Metallica while Metallica is playing. And this is exactly what they have done. Look at this footage.
That makes me happy every time I see it. I hate Metallica. I hate Lars Ulrich. I hate that piece of shit.
Is that Hatfield?
Yeah, looking like a dad. He quit drinking and shit, I think. And now he cleaned his act up. This was the actual music they were playing over Metallica.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what song that we've all heard a million times do you think they were playing?
One.
Now I'll admit, I also did find this quite funny, seeing these guys rocking out.
The only talented one in there is the bass player.
Doing, and also that the music they're being overdubbed with is tame at best. But then I also thought it's a bit of an insult to the band. And
didn't their original one fall out of a tour bus?
And it also does just show...
I don't know, did they? I think, Robbie, you would know more about that.
I think they got in a bus crash and
it was
fell out of the
Cliff
tour bus.
Burton. It was the bass player, Cliff Burton. He was either France, it was somewhere in Europe, and it was in 1987. It was during the Master of Puppets tour.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah, and so actually, and the whole story goes, him and Cliff were like flipping coins or something of who would take a certain bunk.
Yeah.
And it ended up being Cliff who got that bunk, and then he got, apparently it's debatable on what actually happened, but basically the bus flipped over, he flew out, the bus landed on top of him, and then while they were trying to lift the bus up to get him out, it slipped and fell back on top of him.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Hey, what's going on, Kyle? I see you, dude. Yeah, I agree. Lars Ulrich is a terrible drummer, and yes, they are an overrated metal band. They piss me off. Thank you for joining us, too. And hello, Bite Size Cobra. How you doing today, bud? He says, where's the guy with the bad knees? He is right here on a Discord call. He's at his palatial estate, snowed in, doing jump shots in the backyard.
Now, I love Metallica, their early stuff with Cliff Burton, especially Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets album. And when he died, that was a huge, huge blow to their sound, because he was the one who knew about musical theory. That's why those two albums had more like of a classical sound to it.
Yeah.
Because that first album, Kill 'Em All, he wasn't really on that album. It was someone else, Ron McGovney, who was the bass player before they recorded that album. Then he joined the band. Same with Kirk Hammett, right before they recorded Kill 'Em All.
You know a lot about Metallica.
Yeah, man, they were my favorite band. I mean, that's the reason why I play guitar and shit. They were one of the main reasons.
I have a, I don't think anyone would...
But 90s Metallica, load, reload, and all that. Nah, fuck that shit.
Yeah. Give me fuel, give me fire. That's for the birds. But dude, my main guitar influence when I first started playing was The Darkness. And if you guys don't know what Darkness is, they're a British glam rock band they're still my favorite rock band.
I believe in a thing called love.
Just listen to the rhythm of the heart.
Yeah.
I love them. I love Justin Hawkins. I love his brother Dan Hawkins. I think they're the most talented men walking around. I don't know what it is. Kyle says, I believe in a thing called love. Yes, absolutely. Let's see. Bite Size Cobra Vid says Adam's the reason why Rick plays skin flute. Come on now. On it. Kyle says they're good. Yeah, they are good. They're still making music too. I fucking hate Lars Ulrich. I had to pull his stupid face up. His goddamn.
Yeah, I don't want to shut on him too much. He's not a terrible drummer.
He's a very basic drummer. He's not a technical guy.
I wouldn't say he's basic either. I would say he does a lot of on the ands of the beats. Like on the off beats and stuff. Like he's not super technical stuff. I mean, he's not, and he's not in the top 10 all-time drummers or anything. But he's a good drummer. He's a good drummer. He's not a bad drummer. He's just a drummer.
Stop
who happened to play for Metallica.
Stop downloading my albums.
Yeah, he's very unorthodox.
Yeah, I think he has some. There's
Sometimes it works though.
Well, yeah, I mean, there wasn't a lot of like metal bands that maybe I'm wrong, but that were doing what he was doing on the drums necessarily. But I don't know. I could be wrong too.
I put him and Meg White from the White Stripes together in the same category.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair.
Just slamming around on the toms and the cymbals like an asshole. Look at me! Don't download my music. He's just a fucking ass.
I don't know. Some of his approaches that were, unorthodox, people started adapting them a little more.
Yep.
So.
Should have been him. Should have been him instead of Cliff.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
You can get a drummer anywhere. Good bass player. That's hard to find.
Art is about expression, not expertise.
I will sue you in fucking court, dude. You generic ass. Oh, God.
You ain't black.
Fucking your niceties. Take those and shove them up your ass.
Got a lot of black and white Instagram photos now too.
Oh, God. Bite Size Cobra Vid says Jim Brewer's Lars knapsack story is so good. I don't think I've heard that one. I'll have to look into that. I like Brewer's stories. He's one of those comedians who just he's got so many.
The Pizza Man. There's some good stories. He has some pretty heavy stories.
Yeah, he's lived life, man. He's lived life.
He had a crazy neighbor story that was really good. Yeah.
Dude, that one was intense.
Yeah.
That was some creepy shit. That was almost like the Invisible Man type of shit that we saw.
Very similar. Very similar.
Just a stalker.
Yeah, I'm not big into his comedy, I guess, but I mean, he's a good storyteller.
Yeah, his comedy for me is a little dry. It's kind of like for me, I feel the same way about Bob Kelly. Like I'd rather hear him talk just generally on a microphone than listen to his stand up, because to me his stand up is too painful. It seems like he's trying so hard to just be edgy but not too edgy. Like he's still kind of remembering the O&A days, but he can't say cunt as much anymore. He's got a kid now and all this other shit.
I feel the opposite about Jim Norton.
Yeah, me too. He's a flop now.
He was really good when we saw him.
Yeah, his stand-up's way better than his broadcasting.
I did not have the expectation that he was going to be that funny. And he's a funny motherfucker on the radio. He was, at least. I mean, he's on the radio still, but...
Right. It just blows now. Jim and Sam is such a fucking... I don't know. If Jim didn't always have to fucking play it safe with every little thing that he does, and he just would have teamed up with Anthony in the beginning of the whole Live in the Compound thing, it would have been so... as a fan, it would have made us all a lot happier. But now everybody just sucks. Everybody sucks. Ain't nobody doing anything cool.
Oh, you don't like Troy Kwan?
No, but Troy Kwan doesn't like Troy Kwan. What are you talking about? Hey, I'm 45 and I'm skateboarding and I'm making fucking EDM.
He's living down in Florida, dude.
Give it up. Just stop it already.
It's gonna be Rick in Myrtle Beach.
Shut up, Logan. I'll sue you and Rabbi at the same time, you fucking pussies. I'm so sick of you guys.
You'll lose.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
You know what you want, baby.
Secretly, Adam's
Get
bankrolling.
fucked over by those lawyer fees. I'm cool with that.
Adam's bankrolling everybody's legal defenses. Oh, boy.
Everyone's doing a double bluff.
Yeah.
Covering both sides.
During the Gothic Deep premiere yesterday, somebody told Bite Size he needed to be careful because he's going to get sued, and I offered your money.
Why?
I offered your money to help him because I know you have so much of it. I was like, don't worry. Adam will bankroll your legal defense. You'll be fine. Because you've got it.
Get sued.
You've got it like that.
Well, he'll at least pay your streaming services.
Yeah. Bite Size says Jim Brewer's music and stand-up is awful. Yeah, it's not good. He's just a name and a face at this point. That's the thing. If you were in Half Baked, you're always gonna get work. You're always gonna be able to find work doing something.
Yeah.
Ask Bite Size why these fucking British people still obsessed with the goddamn thrones.
You go into that a lot. You've had that discussion with him live on the air.
Gay, dude. It's retarded.
We gotta have a special day where they can just have a full-on debate about it, Rick.
Bite Size has a life, dude. I don't think he wants to argue with some fucking closeted homosexual that lives in the mountains over the finer points of the royal family.
And shit. What? This queen
Abolish the monarchy.
Yeah, get rid of that stupid retarded shit, dude.
And abolish this friendship. Make sure you like the stream if you haven't already. You're going to witness the end of a friendship.
Whatever.
Next week, it's going to go back to episode 1. We're going to reboot the reboot.
Cast a new Adam.
Yeah. I'm gonna give Logan some lifts.
It'll be Ben Affleck's brother.
No, I'm gonna give Logan some lifts and a wig.
Casey Affleck?
Yeah.
And a cardigan.
He looks like you.
I look like Casey Affleck.
Yeah, they're the same height.
He does not look like Ben Affleck's brother.
Robbie, I'm the same height as you. What are you talking about? You gun?
Oh,
Prove it.
Kyle says, "Wait, what happened to Adam? I'm late to the party." Adam is snowed in up in the mountains, so he's Edward Snowden up in the mountains, and he's Discord calling in. That's why young Logan's in place of him today, getting some cam time.
Oh yeah.
By says Adam's knees blew out again. Yes, they did. He tried to do that crisscross applesauce, dude. He fucked himself up good. Well, I don't know about you boys, but I'm well out of steam, and I would like to end the cringiest fucking episode we've ever done.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the cringiest episode we've ever done, but
it was definitely the most uncomfortable. And yeah, I want to give a big shout out to Adam for just bringing the goddamn weight of the world today. And if you
listen to the first 40 minutes, you'll like it.
If you guys have any suggestions for topics or anything you want to see covered, make sure you give us an email. Send it to therealbrasstacks@gmail.com. Other than that, you can join our social medias. I've kind of been stepping away from social media just because I don't really enjoy it and it takes up too much time. But we are on Instagram at The Real Brass Tacks and Facebook at Brass Tacks Podcast, of course. And oh yeah, I extra stank up these underwear that I chose for the sniffer thingy. So now Adam and I
never got to the underwear.
So now Adam and I, what we're doing is we're taking our old underwear, and this week we'll be sending out a combo pack to any creep on this sniffer website that likes to buy used underwear. There's a combo pack coming.
Get some chicken shop money.
Yeah, absolutely. We're trying to pay our hosting costs and our chicken store purchases.
What is the chicken shop?
You know what it was. It's chicken stove. But anyway, guys, if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. I've had several people tell me YouTube was doing that bullshit and unsubscribing people again, which I don't know why. I don't know why they do that to us. It's not like we're out here fucking making any vast moves. But
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm able to quit my job on Monday.
Lucky you. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Rabbi. I will see you all next week. Have a great weekend and all that shit. If you're snowed in, hopefully it melts fast. Love you guys. Peace.
Don't be Edward.
Fuck your mother.
Holy shit, before we end, the West of Waterford podcast said Adam went to Crowder.